G'day there everyone, Daniel Anderson here. Now I want to show you and walk through an approach to managing your company policies that is having quite a bit of success and providing some really good outcomes for clients at the moment. And that is having a combined approach. So a lot of times we have our policy documents inside of actual Word documents or PDFs or those type of documents. Now, a lot of organizations want the ability to have their policies in an online form. So that might be a web page or a SharePoint page, for example. So what we're going to have a look at today is how we can utilize a combination of SharePoint pages and use everything that is good about SharePoint pages, the rich content that we can add and the added functionality that we can provide on SharePoint pages, but also utilize documents inside of those pages as well to give us a different approach or an alternative approach to your policies. So we're going to, just to set the scene a little bit and just to save time also for this video, because I know a lot of you like smaller content to consume. What we've done is we've created a content type, which we'll walk through in a minute, a content type in the content type gallery called a policy page, and that inherits from a SharePoint page. And then we've added that content type to the site pages library. Now, what a lot of people don't understand or realize is that when we're talking about content types, we're not just talking about documents. We can add content types and create content types and add them to the site pages library as well as document libraries. Okay, so that's what we've gone ahead and done. And then what we're going to do is, again, extend on that a little bit more and actually create a template that we can use for content authors or policy owners or authors in our case to create new pages based on that template and in turn that content type. A lot of information there. Let's jump in and have a look at how we have set things up and then how we move forward. So I'm in a SharePoint communication site. Let's just jump into the admin center and I'll show you the setup that we've got there. So we're under content services under the content type gallery. So what we've gone ahead and done is create what we've called policy page. Now, this parent or the parent content type in our case is the site page. So it's not a document, it's coming from and inheriting from the site page, okay? So we can see down here that it inherits all the columns and the site columns that a normal SharePoint page gets, all right? So we've done that, we've published that, and then we've now on the SharePoint site here, now we could again have this attached and consume this content type, add it to site pages across multiple different site collections now. So if I jump into the site contents of the landing here, and we'll jump into the settings of site pages, what we've done is we've added a content type here, or we actually haven't done it yet. I've actually removed it. So let's go ahead and add that policy page content type to the site pages library. So we'll go add column, and down the bottom here, we can see add a content type. So we'll click next, and then we can then add that policy page content type to our site pages library. So let's apply that. You can see that it's adding the content type to the library, and once it's done, it'll be ready for us to then utilize, okay? So now if I go to new, you can see that I've got this option that says policy page, okay? So in addition to the site page. So let's create a new page based off that content type. But what we're going to do is we're going to save this page as a template. All right, so I'm just going to name this one policy page template, and we'll give it an image. All right, so just to give us a visual representation. So let's just insert an image here like this, and we'll just add a couple of different columns, web parts as well. So let's just change the layout. So we've got let's put a text web part in here. So we'll just pop in a text web part as a placeholder. And then what I'm going to pop in here, placeholder text, please replace with the introduction. Because what we're going to have a platform to do here is provide an introduction to the policy. We're going to add a people web part here called policy owner, and we'll just leave it blank. But then what we're going to do here is we're going to add a file viewer web part. So what we then can do is if we do have a file or a document that contains the policy, and we haven't converted that to fully online or something like that, or there's additional information or additional documents that are associated to the information on this policy page, then we can do that and we can add and insert that document. So I'm just going to cancel out of that, but I want to leave that web part there. So let's just leave that web part, this page as is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go save as template. And then I'm going to create, and that's just created a page template that we can reuse in this site collection. Okay, so let's have a look. Now we'll let's jump out of here, and I'll jump back into the site contents, and we'll pop into the site pages library, and we'll see where the templates actually live. So we'll go down to site pages, and you'll see there will be a folder called templates. Okay. Inside this folder called templates is where our page templates reside for this site collection. Now you can see here is our page template or our policy template. Now it's got a weird name here. So let's open it up. We need to add this, we need to have or edit this page template, and we'll give this a title. Okay. So let's go policy page template. And we'll then save the page template like this. Okay, so now we've got that saved. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to go back and have a look in the site templates library here, and let's have a look at what just happened. So if I jump back into site pages, and then what we can do down here is we can go to templates, and then inside page templates, we've now got a page template that says policy page template. So we're now set up, ready to go. Now, how do we then go and create a page or policy page based on that template? So we can go to, we'll jump back onto the home page of the landing first. So home page of the site. Now, to create a new policy page based off that template, we go to new, we go to page, and then inside our template section here, we've got policy page template. When I click that, I get a preview of what we've got, and you can see that it's got the web parts with it. And let's create this page. So we're going to be taken to that page. You can see that it's got all the web parts, got the file viewer, it's got the people web part, and it's got the text web part here. And we can name our template here. So we can, our policy, sorry, how to apply for leave. We can add our file inside of here if we've got a document that outlines this in a Word document. So what we might do here is let's just pick this one for now, and we can replace our text with this inside this web part here. Or if we've got a policy owner, we can say, right, Nest is the policy owner. We're good to go, and let's publish. So now we've got a new page based on that template. Now, because we created that initial page based on that content type, what that actually gives us now, that page is automatically associated to that policy page content type. So if I go back into site pages and then have a look at the content types, so you can see here, I've got content types here, and you'll see here that I've got 2 pages. Now that's the policy page template that we originally started, but then saved it as a template. So we can safely delete this now because our templates, remember, live in the templates folder inside here. So if I jump into templates, you can see that there's that policy template. But if I get out of that templates, you can see now that what we're going to do, let's just filter by content type, and we'll go policy page. You can see here that I've now got that single policy. It's based on that content type. Now I can also then save view as, and let's go, instead of by author, let's go policy page. So now we've got a view that's been created that is just going to show me those policies. All right. Now, another added advantage here is we can now use the highlighted content web part to then surface those policy pages on any page. So we've got, let's pop this page into edit mode. Now, because this is we've created this as a content type now, I can use the highlighted content web part, and let's just add that to the page. Now we can do this on any page on any site now. So if I go to highlighted content, and then I'm going to edit the properties of this page, of this web part, sorry. And then I'm going to say all sites. Now the type here, I'm going to change to pages, because remember the content type that we created inherits from a SharePoint page. So I'm going to choose the type of pages, and then I'm going to choose filter, manage property, and then find a manage property. I am going to start typing in content type like this, and then I'm going to be given a few different options. I'm going to use the SP content type here, equals policy page, because that's the name of our policy. And what we'll see is we will get the policy pages displaying in this web part. So I'm just going to republish this. Now, once that page gets indexed, then that is going to show in this web part. So what we might do is let's go and give this page, or sorry, give this library a bit of a nudge. We'll give it a reindex. So we'll jump into advanced settings, and then we'll just reindex this document library. So just to kick it off, give it a little bit of a nudge. So we're re-indexing. Let me jump back on to the home page, and we'll give it a refresh. And let's see if we've got any changes here. We don't. Let's just wait for this to come through, because it will just take a little bit of time just to give it, just to pick it up in the index. All right, so that's now picked that up, and you can see that in this web part now, I have got the policy page that we just created, and that is now appearing in the highlighted content web part, okay? So there we have it for today's training session. You can create content types that are based on site pages. Add that content type to a site pages library, and in our case, we created a template based on that content type of a page, and then in our use case used it as a policy. All right, and then what that means is that we can then offer that and make that available through the new page option and the template there. It automatically associates that to the content type because we created the template from that originally. So I hope that brings you some value today. Another way to think of being able to utilize SharePoint pages and everything and the richness that they provide from an authoring perspective and the additional information that you can add to pages. Combine that with policy documents or other information, and it really does provide you with a really good set of tools to create some engaging content. But not only that, you can surface that in multiple different areas. Thanks for watching. See you next time.